Good morning. I was going to come on yesterday and talk about the State of the Union, more like the State of the Onion with all the whining, but I was under the weather. So I'm here today. And the State of the Union, I really don't care if you voted for Trump, if you hate Trump, or, the red man, blue man, whatever hateful man you think he is. This is not about him. This is about the people that he brought in for the State of the Union. First of all, it was the hockey team Olympics that came in and they were yelling, USA, USA. Everybody stood up except for the Democrats. Okay. These people actually fought really hard to bring home the gold. I mean, Jack Hughes actually got 2 teeth knocked out or 3 and continued playing for the love of his country. That's got to be something inside that makes him go and continue. The next one was Andrew Wolf. Now, Andrew Wolf got the Purple Heart because he lost his partner. She was shot in front of him. He was shot in the head. Nobody thought he was going to make it, but his mom prayed and prayed, and there he was. And he received Medal of Honor or the Purple Heart, for bravery. And everybody stood up and clapped, except for the Democrats. All right, the third one was Eric Slover. He was a helicopter pilot that went to some mission, and some military mission, and he was shot in the leg several times, and he still continued to save his fellow members, or his fellow people. He didn't whine, he didn't cry, and when he came to the State of the Union, he could barely stand up. I think all his leg is like ruined forever. But he stood there like a true soldier while they gave him the Medal of Honor. Everybody stood up and clapped and whoa, go USA, except for the Democrats. The other person was a 100-year-old vet named Roy Williams. He fought in, I think, World War II and World War I, I'm not really sure. However, he was 100 years old, and he was invited to the State of the Union to receive the Medal of Honor, Purple Heart. And this man had this biggest smile on his face. He was so honored. And everybody stood up and clapped and, yes, you made it to 100 and you protected our country. Everybody stood up except for the Democrats. All right, so the last but not least, when the president said, if you agree with this, stand up and show the world how you feel. If you think that your government should protect Americans before illegal aliens, stand up if you agree with that statement. Everybody stood up and cheered and yay! And not one Democrat stood up for our country, for our citizens. So what do you say? You stand up for these people because you honor them. You honor the sacrifices that they've done, for this country. It could be you or your family member or your children or somebody that you know that is in that situation at one time. And to be that disrespectful, not to stand in honor of what they have done, I'm just speechless. So that is the wrap up of the State of the Onion. And the reason I call it the State of the Onion, because all you liberal tears are flowing all over and you messed up.